Let's have a look at some of the cool mods that have been popular on the workshop lately. Realistic aerodynamics mod? So apparently with this mod we can simulate real aerodynamics in scrap mechanic? Okay, I've loaded up a new creative world, and what this mod does is it adds a single part into the game. Okay, to try it out, I'm just gonna create two big planes of plastic. On one of them I'm going to put the aerodynamics block. Okay, so if I interact with the block, I can activate the shape visualizer. And I've already seen, if I now move this across the lift, you see the entire shape just like experience the drag from the air. But now let's see what happens when I drop this off the lift. Theoretically, because this should experience drag, this should fall slower, kind of like a parachute. So let's see. And we actually saw it fall a little bit slower. Not by a lot, but okay, right now I'm going to try and build a very simple airplane. Alright, so I have a simple vehicle here with a sled, so we don't have too much friction with the ground. Then I tried using a bunch of wedges to hopefully make it a little bit more aerodynamic. And then the idea is we're gonna have the thrust come from our thrusters, and then I can change the angle of my wings by steering, and if I move them upwards, that should push me via the friction with the air into the air. I mean, at least that's how I think that planes work. So as you can see, I can turn my wings up and down, and if I give this thing thrust right now, we aren't taking off at all because there's no friction calculated with the air. Okay, now let's try the whole thing with the aerodynamics block. And ideally, we should be able to create thrust now. We're actually taking off. Wow, that's incredible. Obviously, controlling airplanes is actually quite complicated. So while this flies, it's not exactly easy to navigate, but this is actually really cool. Now the mod creator has given this airplane as an example. Alright, let's put this modded block on it and see what's gonna happen. I've tested the airplane and it actually does fly even without the block. Alright, we can actually see, wow, there's a lot of aerodynamics that are being computed. And, okay, you can't probably tell that, but it does fly much more smoothly than before. It's definitely much more maneuverable than it was without mods. So we see we're actually slowly turning. Oh, the creative world is just a little bit too small. Either way, I think this is a really impressive mod, and this just opens up so many new creations you can try building with it. So let me see if you want to see a more dedicated video of me trying to build an airplane using this mod. Weather visuals? Wait, there's rain and snow? Alright, let's add this to our world. Ah, we can see a chat message. So to control the weather, we need to put some commands into chat. So we can try the /weather, and then we can either activate rain, snow, or clear weather. Alright, let's type /weather rain into chat. And it's actually raining in our world. That is really cool. Apparently we can also put a number from 0 to 5 after it to change the intensity. Now I set it to 5, so it's much more intense. I wonder how well this will look on YouTube. Now we can also try the snow effect. Oh, that actually does look lovely. I bet if you play on a winter map, this would actually look really cool. Alright, but let's make the weather clear for now. And then we can just use /timeset to set the time to a specific time. Or we can just use the shorthand morning, which, oh, this looks really cool. It's kind of weird that we don't have a day-night cycle in creative by default. Well, at least before chapter 2. Alright, let's see how the night's gonna look. By the way, you can use the tab button on your keyboard to autocomplete the commands. And woo, that is a really cool sunset. This also has a daytime cycle. Let's set that to 1 minute as an extreme. But you can see the weather is now changing. Well, I mean, the time is changing automatically, which I think is really cool. Oh look, Scrap Mechanic Global Winter. This is a texture pack we can use to make our world look very amazing. Oh, this looks honestly really cool. I do hope we're getting seasons in chapter 2. But yeah, to install this mod, you actually have to modify your game files. And this will probably break with chapter 2 anyway. But I still wanted to show what's possible with modding, because this looks really cool, and I hope we're gonna see a better version at some point too. SM.REGUI? Now this is a library you can use for making your own mods, but apparently by using this you can actually play videos inside Scrap Mechanic? This is incredible, I have never seen a mod doing this before. So probably definitely something to check out if you're more into modding. Deprecated, ElectroTiel's Decor, which adds Polish safety and information signage. Alright, so even the mod is deprecated, I assume that just means there won't be any further updates. Now, of course, this would be more helpful if you actually speak Polish, but I know there's quite a few of you who do. However, there's also some signs that are more universal, so I think this could still add a cool realistic touch to your scribe mechanic creations. Many object effects. Okay, so this mod adds a bunch of cool effects to your game. For example, if we pass an object at high speed, we should hear a whoosh sound. Alright, let's try this out in a terrain world. Whoa, did you just hear that whoosh sound effect? That is very cool. Whoa, see, we're speeding and now we have these air trails. Oh, that's really cool. This is actually so satisfying to listen to, not gonna lie. Okay, apparently Wox eating corn has a different effect now too. Yeah, that is pretty nice. Anyway, I really like this mod. It just adds a lot of little touches to the game, which does make it a little bit more satisfying to play. Explosions ++. Apparently this improves the effects and particles of explosive canisters. Alright, before we try out the mod, let's first check again how it looks like in vanilla. So if we blow up a small explosive, it looks roughly like this. And the bigger explosives, they do look like this. Now, once we enable explosions ++, the small explosions gonna look like this. Oh, are there little scrap parts now? That's new, right? Oh, that is actually kinda neat. Okay, let's try the bigger explosive. Yeah, oh, I really like this. I mean, it's a small difference. Right, I just put 144 explosives together. So let's see what the bestest the mod has to offer. It's gonna probably get very messy and oh, this is so cool. Seeing all the individual parts fly everywhere, and there's so much smoke too. Packbot? Oh, this looks like a cute little bot. Whoa, what is this? This looks scary. This is not the same bot, right? Anyway, let's just see in game what happens. Oh, this actually adds two different bots to the game. So we have the Packbot capsule and the Stalker capsule. Oh, I didn't know this was gonna get scary today. Oh, the Stalker does look pretty creepy. Kinda reminds me of Slender Man somehow. Alright, but let's first try the Packbot because this looks much friendlier. Okay, let's unpack our little buddy. Oh, it's jumping at us. Oh, that's cool. And it's attacking us. Oh, I think this is done really neat. Oh, this really feels like a bot that Axolot Games would do. And the jumping is actually really cool because they could probably also jump across a gap. Oh, they made me tumble. No way. Okay, they die in 2 hits of my spud cannon, so they're not the most sturdy. Alright, now let's see how a Haybot would deal with a gap. Hi, Haybot. Oh, actually, the gap wasn't big enough, it seems. Alright, let's try that again with the Haybot. Now the gap is bigger and the Haybot falls down. However, let's see what this companion... Oh, it actually makes the jump! That's really cool! So, it's a new way of... Oh, okay. Whoa, it can also jump upwards to us. So, you can't just build a wall anymore to keep those bots out. Oh, that's really cool. It's not really smart, it seems, though. Oh, wait, it actually did knock me over. Oh, this is done really well. Alright, now let's try out the very creepy bot. Okay, let's see what the Stalker's gonna do. Okay, that's a crazy animation. Okay, it's running. No! No! There's a custom cutscene where it just eats us. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, now that it's eaten us, yeah, it's trying to attack us again. Oh, that is so scary. Alright, let's see if I can fight it. No! It ate me! Wait, this has been like 3 spud gun. Oh no, I'm kinda stuck now. Okay, that was like 6 spud gun hits. Alright, let's try it from a safe distance again. Okay, there's the Stalker bot. It's just crawling and coming for us. Oh, that is so scary. But I think this would be a really cool bot if you're trying to create some sort of horror map and you're trying to run away from it. Because you can try to... Oh, it actually got stuck in the wall. No way. We outsmarted it. Whoa, no, it's coming for us again. Okay, let's quickly look for a different mod. DriveShaft mod? This mod adds a DriveShaft system to Scrap Mechanic. We can generate double universal joint driveshafts between any 2 points on a vehicle chassis. They flex naturally with suspension travel and spin along with your wheels. They also include functional parts such as differential drives, power diffs and transfer case. Well, some of the instructions also look complicated. Now, the thing is, I myself don't know a lot about cars, but I'm sure some of you will know to appreciate this. So I'm just going to have a look at the trailer that they posted on the mod. Okay, this is actually a tutorial that's gonna show how... Whoa! This looks really cool, not gonna lie. Whoa, this is so smooth. I can't believe it's scrap mechanic. Whoa, that kinda almost makes me want to learn how this works. Okay, they've built a giant crane? No way. This looks amazing. Wow, they're moving it and controlling it like that? That's great. Wow, this car looks so cool. Alright, and now we get a tutorial showing us how to use the awesome parts in the mod. Okay, honestly, I watched this tutorial and I'm still kinda confused. This certainly does not look like a very easy to use mod, but I still think it might totally be worth checking out if that's really your thing. Ultimate customizations? Okay, so apparently with this mod we can equip every item we want, including multiple at once. Okay, this gives us a new item for universal customizations. Right, let's place this down, and now if I press F, I can use the wardrobe. Okay, sadly I can't move the camera right now, but let's say I want to wear a second backpack. Ah, there we go, now it's working. Now I can equip any backpack that I want, including multiple at once. That's pretty cool. Down here we can also add in a hex code for a color. So if I add something like this, I have dark blue, and I can use this to equip different kinds of colored hair, which I think is pretty cool, since you don't even have access to all the colors in vanilla. For example, now I could wear glasses with every kind of hat that I want. Like sadly for me, the fox garments don't work exactly, but I still think it's a pretty cool mod. So you can basically wear all garments at once now, which I guess would be pretty helpful if it gets really cold. BitZ bricks Lego. Oh, so with this mod we get Lego-like pieces in scrap mechanic. Okay, this is a lot of different bricks. Oh, we even get buttons. Oh, this is really cool. We even get the seats. Okay, let's try to build a Lego-like car. Okay, let's start by putting down a big base platform. And I can place down my Lego seat somewhere. We are going to need some headlights, but of course I can't stick them to the side because there's no way to connect them. So we want some of these studded bricks that allow us to put stuff on the side. And then I can place these new headlights down there. Oh, this takes me back when I was much younger and building Lego sets. Okay, you can still do some illegal Lego moves like placing bricks on top of this. But of course we don't have to do that. Okay, we of course also have these Lego-like bearings. I'm going to need if I actually want to drive the car. Okay, now I think I've placed down the last Lego bearings. And yeah, it still works like a car. Let's connect it up. I also really like these levers. They're such old... I don't know if they still use them in modern sets, but I don't know. I just think they're really cool. We also got this cool Lego boombox, which of course is just like the scrap mechanic radio. Just gonna connect it to the driver's seat, then it's automatically gonna play once I get into the car. We can collect the headlights to the cool lever. And we can even get money and flags and all the cool things. Yeah, let's get some money onto our vehicle as well, just so we can flex our wealth, I guess. I could probably spend hours messing with these Lego parts, but let's just see how well this car drives for now. Oh, we need to give the engine a little bit of power, of course, and... Oh, no, I think I forgot to connect it to the chair. Now we have a cool Lego car. And yes, this now drives like a scrap mechanic car. And if I press 2, I can flick the lever and we can turn on the headlights, which is really cool. Honestly, this kind of feels more like playing brick rigs than scrap mechanic. Oh, but I think this is a really awesome mod. More blocks tileable. Okay, this mod simply gives us a few more blocks to work with. Also, we have wood planks detailed. Alright, this actually does look neat. I personally think it does look a little bit flat, and there's also this giant wood panel I don't really know how to use. Okay, this texture is a little bit stretched and blurry. Then we have this metal wall, which, I don't know, it's not shiny enough, I think. Okay, just looking at the stats of the blocks, they also all have the same weight, durability and so on. So I think this mod is still a little bit work in progress, but I think some kind of asphalt block would actually be really cool. I especially like this pool tile, which would look really cool if we could build small pools. Train parts by Busek. Oh, this does look pretty cool, especially in combination with a custom map. Wait, they also had like hot dogs, hamburgers, and sounds like a local dish. I mean, I guess this is pretty cool. It even gives us these placeable grass tiles. Well, that's very interesting. But this seems still kind of work in progress because a lot of these parts don't really have any names. Connection labels. Oh, this looks like such a neat little mod. Especially when you're used to working with big logic creations like I have sometimes, it could be really neat to be able to label them. So this mod gives us a new tool called the connection labeler. So when we have this tool active, all of the connection things are huge. Like especially compared to the regular tool. Okay, this is kind of weird. Their size is always the same on my screen, so if I get very close, they look pretty much normal. But if I go far away, they all suddenly become huge. So apparently we just look at a path and then we press Q, and then we should be able to set a label. So since this is our engine, I'm just gonna call it that. Now once I confirm it, it's called engine, that's very neat. Oh, but it doesn't work for the regular connection tool. Okay, so I think this is still a little bit work in progress. I mean, they did say it's the first ever mod, and I think this is a great first ever mod. And I think with a bit of polishing and stuff, this could become a really useful mod for working with more complex logic. Laser tools? This mod adds 4 new items which use lasers to unleash total annihilation? Oh, this sounds absolutely awesome. And they're also craftable in survival. If you use a modded craftbot recipes survival game. Okay, this mod gives us a bunch of new parts, but mainly we have a laser cutter and a laser pistol. Then there's also mountable versions of those and a separate plasma container with batteries to charge them. So let's just have a look at those tools. Okay, so this is simple. I just press left click like this, and now we have a laser, and if I move it around, it destroys the blocks. Oh, that's actually really cool. So I could use this to basically write something into my walls now. So if I were to just try writing hello, obviously a lot of smaller parts would fall down, but I think this is very neat. So wait, if I need to make myself a wall, I could literally just do this Star Wars style, cut it out with my laser like this. Then I can use my hammer and I'm inside. So if I use Q and R, I can control the size of blocks that I destroy at once. So this could be a huge laser that completely annihilates everything. Okay, let's spawn in the airplane we had earlier and see how easily we can destroy this with our laser cutter. Oh yeah, this just really melts through it. Oh, this is really cool to look at, not gonna lie. No, the spot cannons. Wait, they glitch welded? Oh, there were explosives inside. Oh yeah, this is really fun. Okay, then we also have a laser pistol. With this we can shoot laser projectiles. Okay, sadly, I can't seem to get this to work right now. So apparently we can see in this video how this is supposed to look like, and oh, that's actually kind of really cool. It's basically like an explosive launcher. Well, this is definitely a really cool mod to play with. And I bet with this laser tool you could have a fun mini game with your friends where you're trying to get each other off the single platform or something. Server network mod? This does have a video link to it, so let's just see how it works. Alright, so we have this new block that the mod adds for server network. And then you can give it a name, so in this case they're calling it test. Okay, so on one of these items we have a headlight, on the other one we have a switch. Okay, now they're creating a new network, so I kind of think this is gonna be wireless logic connections, which is honestly, yeah, there we can see it. That's pretty cool. So right now they're still on the same creation, so now they make them free, they move them around, and now the logic connection still works. That's pretty cool, and this is honestly a quite simple mod to make. So I'm really surprised why Excellent Games hasn't given us any parts like that yet. Because this could be really handy if you want to have a remote controlled car or something like that. StreetTool? A tool for repainting buildings in Scrap Mechanic? With different brush settings, RGB palettes and stuff. This actually looks really cool. So this mod gives us a new tool, the spray paint can. So I just placed down this big arcade machine I've built ages ago. Wow, and now with this tool, look how easily I can just repaint parts of it. Oh, this is cool. Now if I press R, I do have a menu here where I can change my color. It is a little bit bugged for me, but I think this is a really cool mod because I can now very quickly give this arcade machine a different paint job. Oh, and if I hold my mouse button, it also works, so this is very neat. This is how it's supposed to look like. So yeah, this is the video the creator of the mod made to showcase it. And apparently you can also draw with it nicely. And you also have the smoothing, which is something you just couldn't do in vanilla Scrap Mechanic. Wow, you even have this effect where you slowly paint stuff over time. This is so cool. You can make your creations look so different with a tool like this. Very cool mod. Now there's a mod for a LiDAR sensor. Okay, let's check out the trailer video for this one. So a LiDAR sensor is a depth-based sensor you also use for like self-driving cars and stuff. And with the LiDAR sensor, the blocks that are very close to you are very red, while the ones that are very far, they are like yellowish. Okay, we have the LiDAR tool and the pitch black block. Now I can shoot the rays to create the LiDAR effect. That's very cool. Then we can also increase the point limit or decrease it. Well, and as the video showed, this really helps us look into very dark spaces. We also basically get shadow casting. Oh, this is, I don't know, it's just kind of cool to look at. A 1 in 10,000 chance for a withered Foxy Jumpscare every second. Oh, this is such a silly mod. And what's worse, they also have the custom audio extension integration. So in that case, it actually plays a sound effect. But I do have it installed on my system, so I'm actually very scared of the mod because I absolutely hate jump scares, but I do have to subscribe to it for the content. Hi, Editing Mel here. If you don't want a jump scare, just skip to the timestamp you can currently see on screen, or just don't listen to the video for the next 30 seconds. I don't know, is the jump scare mod working? There's literally no way to tell. Oh, I'm just so scared, I don't even want to play Scarp Mechanic anymore. So I can set a custom interval, like let's say every 10 seconds I have a 100% chance. Ah! Okay, the jump scare is working. Oh, for a while it didn't work. Oh, that's actually, oh my word, I hate jump scares. Rumitrix weapons pack. Okay, this adds a lot of cool new weapons into the game. This is awesome. Alright, let's get ourselves lots of pots ready. So first up we have the blast hammer. Okay, so basically whenever I hit something it's gonna explode. Oh my gosh, this is such a silly idea for a weapon. That means it probably also works on wait, it doesn't work on creations? Only whenever I hit a bot? Oh, that's even worse than I thought. The trigger caster? Okay, so if you use this weapon, you basically just aggro all bots onto you. And it's also very slow. Hey, that is an interesting weapon idea, but I don't know why you would use this. It also doesn't seem to do any more damage like a regular hammer would. And I already opened the next item, which is the magic book. So with this one I can cast spells apparently. Wait, there we go. Whoa! And then something drops from the sky. Oh, that's cool. Let's try this one out. Okay, let's open up this bot, cast my magic spell, and as long as we keep the Haybot close enough to it, the explosion's gonna... And I think that actually killed the Haybot, but also released another one, so I probably shouldn't launch them right next to the enemy spawners. Alright, let's see if I can handle 2 of them with the explosion. Yeah, it's coming for them, and it destroys them. That is actually kinda neat, not gonna lie. Okay, we can attack with an entire tree, which is a very long range, high damage, strong knockback. Oh, this seems wild. So I can hit the bots from here, of course, why not? I mean, I am hurling a giant tree around. Oh, this is so funny. Okay, if the range is really that much higher, does it mean I can hit many bots at once? Okay, let's try it out. Okay, I have many toad bots right now, and if I attack them, I sadly only catch 1 toad bot at a time. But since we deal so much damage, I'm still making very quick work of them. Well, let's see how well this would do against the Farmbot. Now, with the increased range, oh, check out this knockback. They get launched so far. I think Farmbots were immune to the hammer, so they actually won't take damage from this. But luckily we still have our magic spells. Now if I keep casting enough... Whoa, did that instantly destroy the Farmbot? Okay, we also have a traffic sign, which has slightly increased damage and attack range. Oh, that does sound very useful. So if I hit a Haybot, yeah, they just kinda ragdoll for a little bit. That seems like a very useful weapon. Okay, let's try hitting some blocks with the giant tree. Oh, they get launched way too far. I need to find something sturdier. Okay, how about this giant arcade machine? Surely I'm going to launch the entire arcade machine. No way. It's a boat now. This was never intended to be. Okay, that just means I have to weld stuff onto the terrain so it won't break anymore. And oh, okay, I am not breaking the blocks, and yeah, this is welded onto the ground, but it's connected via piston, and we just knocked the piston out of range. This tree is way too powerful. Alright, next we have a saw sword with a very fast attack speed but short range. Let's try it against some toad bots. Okay, that's 3 hits. That's actually not too bad. I don't like the short range of it. It makes it very easy for the toolbots to hit me. So I'm not sure if we can actually defeat the Farmbot like this. Frankly, I think it would be very tedious to fight the Farmbot like this anyway. Crane Hammer. Okay, whenever I hit a target, it actually pulls them closer towards us. That's an interesting idea. Okay, so if I hit this Toadbot, it gets launched towards us, but with such high knockback, it just flies away in the end anyway. I mean, I guess that's an interesting kind of weapon. Maybe against fighting many enemies at once, it could be useful to kind of just knock them out of range. And then they all kind of come back at me one by one. Anyway, this is a very unique idea. Okay, we have a hammer, which is just a hammer. Alright, then let's try this one against some haybots. It seems to... Wait, do we throw the hammer? It's a throwing weapon. That's cool. Okay, it doesn't seem to deal like the highest amount of damage, but it's still a decent amount of damage. Does it break cardboard? It does. Okay. I don't know, I would actually like a small throwing weapon like this. Junk scope? Ah, we can actually zoom in now on objects. Oh, this is so cool. This really wants me to have binoculars in survival you can use to just scout out areas far in the distance. Okay, and if I press R, I can change the overlay. Ooh, this looks very cool. Oh, very cool designs. Okay, I think that's a really cool item. But yeah, as soon as I select a different item in my toolbar, the overlay disappears. So it's more for scouting. Okay, this also adds the tomato, snowball, a rock, snow sphere, and a permission manager. Oh, we can actually throw the snowball. Oh, that's very cool. Alright, let's try throwing snowballs against the haybot. Okay, that does seem to damage them. I wonder how much damage they deal. Okay, that's like 5 hits now. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I think the damage on this is very low. Let's try throwing rocks. I bet they would deal more damage. Is the haybot throwing the rocks back at me? I think they're just bouncing back. Yeah, but this is also pretty neat. Okay, and then lastly we have the permission manager here. Oh, this is also very neat overlay, not gonna lie. But then here I can control which weapons people are allowed to use. Oh, that's honestly a pretty cool weapons mod. I think there's some really cool ideas in here, and I bet you could have some fun with multiplayer, or maybe think of some cool uses for survival. Okay, I hope you liked this look at some scrap mechanic mods. Let me know if you want a dedicated video on a single mod, like the Aerodynamics mod for example. And I'm excited to see what kind of mods people are gonna make once Chapter 2 drops.